Hi, everybody. My name is Caleb Robertson. I've been in the Leadership and Organizational Studies program at USM for 2 semesters now and loving it very much. A lot of the leadership that I work with right now is as production and media coordinator and director at Hollis Center Church in my hometown of Hollis, Maine. And reading through Cotter, our textbook for this semester, has been insanely helpful. One of the big things that has stuck out to me was Cotter's analysis on creating a sense of urgency. One of the big dilemmas I face in my leadership is I get really obsessed with the project. I see something, I get a vision for something, and the plan comes along, and I sacrifice time, social stuff, sleep, meals, just to get that project done. It becomes a big part of my life. And in that, I forget that other people who I need help from might not share that same enthusiasm or drive as me. And when I have that expectation and they fall short, it just creates conflict, which is a whole other issue. So when Cotter talks about establishing a sense of urgency, I also consider it a need to establish importance and enthusiasm, ideally. And Cotter tells us this requires bold moves. And bold moves are not one of my strong suits. He pretty much gives some examples of creating a huge loss for the quarter or getting rid of corporate headquarters and moving to something that looks more like a command center, or telling your employees they have 2 years to become second in their markets, right? They put up these standards and these expectations to push urgency. And I'm not great at bold moves for 2 reasons. I'm a big people pleaser. I want everyone to get along. I don't want conflict in my organization, and bold moves tend to bring about conflict. And the second reason it's kind of a problem is I work with a lot of volunteers. Out of everyone I lead on my teams of media and production, I'm the only one that gets paid. Everyone else is a volunteer who, thankfully, they bring this sense of importance with them. Why else would they volunteer if they didn't care for the cause, right? But trying to get them out of complacency sometimes and see urgency and importance and a need to do something is tough when I don't have a paycheck as an ultimatum. So those are my 2 obstacles. And to top it off, I'm a very practical, rational, sensible person, and Cotter tells us right in this chapter is we don't see these kinds of bold moves more often because people living in overmanaged and under-led cultures my whole life are generally taught that such actions are not sensible, so it's a big obstacle that I have to overcome. That has been the big help for me, is I want to make changes that bring people forward, right? If I say, hey, here's how we're doing things, it affects what you do. So hopefully you can see the urgency and the importance in that and meet it with enthusiasm and move forward with me. Cotter has been incredibly helpful, and this is one of the big things that stuck out to me. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.